Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is the Chelsea Rundown, episode 39 for the Dolphins' thirds of round 11. As always, I'm joined by Ace. How are you, mate?
Oh, yeah, we're getting there. Just getting over the flu running through the house. My lovely wife, she's been bedridden for a couple of days, wasn't able to make it down to training last night. But luckily, because I quarantined her, it won't be holding me back from this Saturday, where I look forward to the mighty Dolphins continuing their big charge. 10-1 so far. We're on an absolute tear teabag, and nobody can stop us. Set them up, knock them down.
Who, mate, will be knocking them down with us this week?
So we'll be hopefully with a full kit and caboodle back together. But this week it was Daz, Jess, Teabagger, Mace, Liesel, myself being demoted down into that sixth spot. Travis Moore, Jacob, Willie, and Darcy.
Strong looking lineup. I think it was a pretty good yet wet, tough game. Ace, tell me, what did we do in the field, please?
Look, it was just a bit of one of those days where not a lot was going right and everything was a few things were going quite wrong. Not really, I can't say that. We won in the end, but hey, look, it was a bit rainy, windy conditions, not ideal for baseball, but I guess if you're a water-loving, grey-skinned, leather mammal, you probably don't mind it too badly. So, look, it was a bit of an arm wrestle back and forth. Pakenham brought in 3 players who were brothers, and they were really sort of upgraded them. I think one of them hit a home run on his second game. So when they're hitting home runs off Mason, they may have a little bit of ability.
Yep.
Also, one of them took one of the most amazing catches off a fly ball hit by me out to left field. When things like that are happening down in D grade, you're thinking to yourself, hey, where have you guys been all season? Because I think if they had these 3 players particularly, they'd probably be right up there in contention. Look, Mason took the mound. He was very amicable. I think although he did have 2 home runs hit off him, unfortunate, but just sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. I know he was trying a few different things just to get his arm warm, and I know that he's sort of really keen and eager to get into the finals and hopefully lead us on to the granny. So he's trying his bits and bobs. Jess was amicable. Well, not amicable. Jess was a superstar out at shortstop. As she is every week. Everyone was just doing their bit. Sometimes when there's a bit of a wind, bit rainy, bit cold, bit chilly, makes your reaction speed a little bit slower. Not that we did anything majorly wrong. I think we only really had the 1 error on the day, courtesy of myself, where I just couldn't feel my fingers and went to grip the ball and didn't even know it was in my hand, and I let it go and let it sail.
It was a very icy day out there, mate. It was cold, it was windy, and my fingers were numb as well out in centre field, but thoroughly enjoyable game. Great stuff in the fielding, but tell me, how did we go with the bats?
Not to harp on last week, but this week, in particular, last week combined, hasn't been like sort of our flashiest days in the batter's box. We only really amassed the 6 hits for the day, only the 1 multiple hitter myself. But yeah, other than that, Daz, Jess, Teabagger, yourself, Jacob, that was about it for hits, a few reaches on errors. And, a couple of walks, 7 walks there in total. But probably the best bits, we seemed to hit at opportune times. We were able to push 8 RBIs across the line. So when we were getting hits, we were hitting when people were in position. Big Dazzler, I think he had about 6 stolen bases on the day, and I think he's up to 39 for the season. No one can stop him when he gets on that first white bag.
Do we happen to know, Ace, the what is the club record for most steals in a season? He'd be getting close, wouldn't he?
I think he's already eclipsed it. Maybe Matty Vag with his little legs could have gotten around maybe quicker, but I doubt. I think he's in fine form this season. He's having a hell of a run. Yeah, look, nothing too super amazing. I think when we were coming into the last dig, we were down by a couple, and I think we put 5 on the last to manage to tip us over the edge. From things that I've seen that us do earlier in the year, I definitely hope that we can sort of recapture some of that spark, because when we were putting on sort of 29 runs and stuff like that against teams like this, last couple of weeks has been a lot slower. Maybe it's just the grand final hitch. We're all sort of sensing it. That's probably going to happen this year. So let's just hope this week we can turn it around.
I think all the teams are just firing up, everyone's allowing themselves to think about finals, I think, now that the All-Star game has passed. But Ace, wrap it up for me, mate. What was that final score?
10-12 in the end, our way. So, yeah, it was like a good little gut win. But, probably would have thought maybe we could have won by a little bit more. Just sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. So, great job packing them. Obviously, having a bit of a rebound from your earlier performances in the year was great. And it looks like your team's found a little bit of unity. So, great job by packing them. one.
Solid work all round. It was a great game. But Ace, tell me, how did the ones and twos go this past weekend, please?
I think it was defeats across the board, unfortunately. Those guys are really struggling to find their feet. I know Roscoe thinks that he's the difference, but maybe the difference is that he left us to go and join a losing team. We have a bit of a laugh, don't we? Have a bit of a laugh. Good on the ones and twos. Look, yeah, they're up there doing their thing, and we're just down here doing ours.
Beautiful work. All right, Ace, time for everyone's favourite segment. Tell me, whom are the Golden Flippers this week?
Well, we'll start off with the young bloods. You know, I don't mind the young bloods. And when the young bloods get up there and do a little bit of a song and dance and get a couple of things going, I love to give them a bit of a nom. So this week's number one's nomination is to young Jacob. He just leant back on this one, and I don't know if Jacob's played any cricket in his time, but he definitely looked like it was a nice little cover drive, just played off the back foot with the front foot in the air, and he just managed to slice this one just past first, who was a rather robust individual, maybe would have got down if he could, but couldn't on this one. So Jacob managed to beat out the run, but hats off to you, Jacob. I love seeing you guys get hits.
Great work, Jacob. Keep it up, mate. Ace, nominee 2, please.
I have to go back to the man on the mound, our man Mace the ace. I think it was the third innings. Obviously, the juices in the arms were right in good stead, and he was feeling pretty comfortable with himself. And I think in total it was a 10-pitch innings. There was a 2-pitch, then a ground out from Jess, and then it was 2 strikeouts. It was just superb form. You know, obviously when he's throwing really well. It's really nice to sort of watch, and you know you don't have to really do too much when you're in the infield or the outfield, because he's usually getting it by batters. So I just wanted to give a bit of a tip of the hat to him.
Beautiful work, Mason. Keep that pitching up. As I said, we're coming towards the finals. Ace, nominee 3, please.
The razzle dazzle. This one's not the best nomination in the world, but we always love to say take it, and Razzle has been taking it up to a different notch this year as he amassed his 7th hit by pitch. They seem to be absolutely throwing heat seekers at him every single time he gets it in the batter's box. They love giving him a bit of a touch up, and he takes it with a smile, and he gets around the bases, and he always makes them pay by stealing first and second, and then getting there. Nearly could steal home, I reckon. But razzle dazzle, good on you. Take it, and you did.
Great work, Daz, and for taking it all season. You get my nomination this week with Daz. But Ace, tell me, where's yours sitting, and how's that Facebook poll?
Yeah, look, I was a little bit torn, but look, I wanted to give a bit of a tip of the hat to Mace, because he's been doing an absolute stellar job. So, you know, throwing 10 pitches in an innings to get 3 outs, you know, with a little bit of help from Jess, but he was well on his way to knocking down 3 in 10. So great job, Mace. Great having you down there. We'd love seeing you buy into the D grade culture, and have a hell of a game you pitched on the weekend.
It was great work, Mason. And also a shout out to you, Trav. Great work behind the dish catching Mason for the time. Ace, where did the Facebook poll go? Whom was the winner, please?
So we had 5 to young Jacob. We had 4 to Mace, and with your vote, Razzle Dazzle got up to 2.
Woo! Good stuff, everyone. Ace, can you please tell me around the grounds this weekend, where are the 3 senior sides playing, please?
So us down in the D grade, we got one of the big matchups, Bomb Beach. I can't remember this was the good Bomb Beach or the bad Bomb Beach. You know, to be honest with you, they're both pretty good. So we look forward to having the true test, because this is probably going to be a finals matchup. Get on down to the pond then at home, and hopefully we give Bomb Beach a bit of a spanking. And it looks like the 1s and 2s are back with the Tommy Tomatoes, and hopefully, I think last time Roscoe was down there, he put one over the fence, but unfortunately a few people have caught up at the moment, but maybe he can clear another one and pronounce himself as the king of the home run chart.
Maybe, unless, Ace, do you want to help me put out the cones this weekend? We can put them in nice and close, and maybe you can get 2 on the weekend. Shallow outfield, mate. What do you say to that?
The way I'm hitting him at the moment, you might have to bring him in the infield.
Perfect. All right, guys, that'll do us for episode 39. Thank you very much for listening. Link to the full game is in the description of this video. Ace, mate, great work co-hosting with me. Thank you very much.
Just remember, the pot always swims strongest together.